We have two breaking stories tonight. World stock markets lost $2 trillion today. The Dow fell more than 600 points, part of a rout after Great Britain broke from the European Union. Also tonight, at least 20 people are dead, more than 100 homes destroyed after 9 inches of rain inundated West Virginia. The death toll is expected to rise. First, we'll go to the shaky economy. Once the largest empire, Britain is an island again. The United Kingdom declared independence from the European Union in a referendum that felt like a revolution. Bitter, violent, cleaving the kingdom almost precisely in half. Mark Phillips is there.
The sun did rise over London today, somehow, despite the shock of what had happened overnight. And the light of day revealed one of the first consequences and casualties. The Prime Minister's motorcade on its way to Buckingham Palace, where David Cameron would tell the Queen he was quitting. He had gambled on the referendum, led the campaign to stay in Europe, and lost. Someone else could manage the divorce.
I will do everything I can as Prime Minister to steady the ship over the coming weeks and months. But I do not think it would be right for me to try to be the captain that steers our country to its next destination.
Other consequences became apparent even as the ballots were being counted. As the vote to leave the EU rose, the value of the British pound fell. The biggest single one-day drop ever, down 10% at one point against the dollar. Stock prices followed. The Leave campaign had called warnings of an economic tailspin scaremongering, but the fears were turning to reality. Instead, many did buy into other fears, that staying in Europe would allow an influx of immigrant hordes from the East. And those who had successfully stoked those fears, like Nigel Farage, were gleeful.
June the 23rd needs to become a national bank holiday, and we will call it Independence Day. Thank you.
London, unlike most of the country, had voted to stay in. And Leave campaigner Boris Johnson was jeered as he left home. He's now a favorite to take over as Prime Minister and tried to take the high road.
I believe we now have a glorious opportunity. We can pass our laws and set our taxes entirely according to the needs of the UK economy. We can control our own borders.
The vote had split the country on age, geographic, and economic lines. The older, poorer, less well-educated voted out. The young, better educated wanted to stay in. The vote hasn't cleared the air here, it's made it more bitter. The old have determined what kind of country the young will live in. Everything, politically, economically, is now uncertain. It's not even clear whether David Cameron can hang on until October, as he says he wants to. His is being called a zombie administration. He's not a lame duck, Scott. He's a dead duck.
Mark Phillips in London for us tonight. Mark, thanks.